Hello and welcome to today's Standard Process webinar. Today's presentation is titled Week 1, the Weekly Purification Warrior Journey, and will be presented by Dr. Kimberly Besuden. My name is Tina and I will be moderating today's webinar. And now a brief disclaimer. Standard Process is sponsoring this webinar to provide healthcare information to healthcare professionals and consumers, and to provide them with the opportunity to hear about the views, recommendations, and experiences of other healthcare professionals. Standard Process has not evaluated the legal status of any products other than its own or those of MediHerb services, or recommendations with respect to state and federal laws, including scope of practice. Standard Process does not and cannot accept responsibility for errors or omissions or for any consequences from applications of the information provided, and makes no warranty expressed or implied with respect to the information provided. The views expressed in this webinar concerning Standard Process, MediHerb, or any other products are those of the presenter and not of Standard Process. Today, we are happy to welcome Dr. Besuden to kick off today's webinar, Week 1, the Weekly Purification Warrior Journey. Dr. Besuden is a doctor of chiropractic and certified functional medicine practitioner. She has created several curriculums with innovative techniques to help not only her patients, but also her colleagues better understand nutrition and its impact on well-being. The Standard Process 21-Day Purification Program is a passion of hers, and she's been teaching the program to healthcare professionals and patients for more than a decade. And with that, I'll hand the controls over to Dr. Besuden to begin today's presentation.
And welcome, everybody. So you're starting a new journey here. The Purification Program has just been a passion of mine for 12 years now, going on 13. We just started our 13th year of doing the program. So for the next 21 days, we are going to guide you through this program, and we're going to be your support system so that you can see just what your body's ability has to be in that state that we can actually allow for toxin release. So your mission is to modify your current lifestyle to a new normal. So what we're going to cover, we're going to learn about the supplements that are taken during the first week of the Purification Program, just to enhance your body's ability to release toxins. You're going to discover how to use a Purification Cookbook to plan your meals for the first 7 days, and then you're going to understand the importance of selecting organic fruits and vegetables. I will teach you to be the master at making the best tasting SP Complete shake ever, and I'm also going to talk about a little bit of exercise to help you along your journey here. So week 1, my words to my patients are always keep calm and eat clean. I mean, look at that food. It looks amazing. How can you not like that kind of food? So the 21-day purification, I just want to kind of remind you why you're doing this, why you took this task on. We want to make sure we can transform your life and make you clearer, brighter, and lighter. We want to attack some of those tired questions that people have, or weight loss challenges that people have, or poor digestion that people have. So we have almost 80,000 chemicals registered for use in the U.S. Some research shows that certain chemicals may affect our immune, nervous systems, and our reproductive systems. That's according to the CDC. Those toxins may even affect your health. They can cause fatigue or difficulty sleeping, digestion, gastrointestinal problems. You may have food cravings or weight gain, reduced mental clarity, or low libido. So why do I need purification? Well, these are just some things I want you to be aware of. This is some exposure that you may or may not be exposed to, but you have to look around. I mean, we have air and water pollutants. In Florida, where I'm from, our air is pretty clean, but I've been to other cities where that's not the case. Secondhand smoke, cigarette smoke, personal care products. Just look at your ingredients in some of the products that you use. Heavy metals, just your household cleaning products. We make it an effort in our home to use products that are all organic and chemical-free. Your pesticides that are in either somebody sprays the yard next door or some pesticide you use in your own home. Preservatives, additives, trans fats, all those are exposure that people may have. So, you know, our body is really keen. You know, it has the internal organs to actually assist in that purification program. So first and foremost is the liver. And the liver, it filters toxins, it aids in the body's ability to metabolize fat, protein, and carbohydrates, and helps transform some toxins into harmless agents. Then the kidneys act as their transport system. So once the liver has done its job, then the kidneys have the job of filtering the waste, getting rid of the excess fluid from the blood, It helps to regulate and release just the right amount of sodium and phosphorus and potassium for the body to function properly. But we can't forget that the small intestine has a big factor there too, because it has to digest the food into small enough particles that can be absorbed to be transported into blood that's then transported to the liver. And it provides a barrier that blocks toxins from the rest of the body. And then we have the large intestines that absorb water and electrolytes, forming waste that is excreted from the body. It also produces antibodies for gastrointestinal health, and it contains the good bacteria that create fatty acids and some vitamins for extra nutritional support. So just remember, the liver is your primary organ of detoxification. We have all these tools inside of our body, but we have these things we call maybe like a toxic load. So let's just look at these couple questions here. You can read these for yourself. And if you have a pen or pencil, if you have your guidebook with you, that'd be awesome. You can jot some of these things down. But, if you've ever eaten processed foods, eaten non-organic fruits and vegetables, I mean, this is a whole list of things that you've, may or may not have chosen to ingest. And that creates a load to your toxic ability, your body's toxin load. So when we talk about toxin load, we have to also consider weight management. So if the body's not functioning properly, it may become a weight management issue as well. So when we talk about that, we talk about our body mass index. And you can go online. The CDC has if you Google BMI calculator, don't try to do this whole calculation. This is, if you're a brainiac, go ahead and do that. But the easiest thing is to go online. You can just put in the Google, remember Google is a verb. You can say body mass or BMI calculator, and it'll have you a place to put your weight and your height, and it'll calculate it for you. So you want your normal body weight to be in that BMI range of 18.5 to 24.9. If it's over that, then you're no longer in a normal body weight. And often patients of mine are kind of shocked when we talk about that. When I calculate that for them, they're like, well, I'm not overweight. But in all reality, they just are not looking at the true source. So when I do my classes, my classes start tomorrow in Florida. So my group will do this. Any of my patients who haven't done the purification before, I always have them fill out this toxicity questionnaire. And the toxicity questionnaire has two sides to it. It's really cool because you can go to the standard process and you can see down at the bottom of the screen there, it says standardprocess.com and forward slash or backslash capital T, capital Q, and that takes you to a digital format of this questionnaire. So the front side kind of deals with the challenges to your various organs, and the back side kind of talks about your exposure in your environment. The higher the score means more concern, or you have a really bad golf game. If any individual section of this total is 6 or more, or if the grand total of the sections 1 and 2 is 40 or more, then a person may benefit from the clinical purification program. So my experience is it's a pretty shocking, to watch my patients when they do this and they add things up and they're like, wow, I didn't even realize all the things I was exposed to. What can actually be achieved in 21 days? For me, 21 days is a way to change a habit. And that's my mainstay for all my things that I do. But in this purification program, we're going to look at addressing toxins, making you aware of them, maintaining a healthier weight, living a healthier lifestyle. Once you start eating better and feeling better, you want to live better. You'll have more energy and improved digestion. These are all things that a lot of people don't even realize are not operating optimally until they start getting better. So just remember that there is research that backs this program. Standard Process they had a study that was done with 28 patients, chiropractic patients, and they just once again strengthened that theory that any kind of a calorie-restricted whole food diet along with nutritional supplementation can support a healthy serum lipid and weight when administered under the guidance of a trained healthcare professional. So you have the advantage of having me on this line talking to you now. You will also have at the end, we'll give you a place you can type in questions, and then also talk to your provider. If you're doing this with your provider, your healthcare provider, then please ask them questions. They will have the answers for you. But there's actually evidence of this, and I think that's important that you know, and this is something I talk to my patients about. So what's in your kit? So here's your kit. purification products, and we're going to kind of go through these quickly because we talked about them last month in December. SP Cleanse, that helps to support the body's normal toxin removal process. When we have the SP Complete, or the new SP Complete Vanilla or Chocolate, and then we have SP Complete Dairy Free. So we have gastrofiber, or whole food fiber, that provides the fiber support, and then SP Green Food, which promotes your healthy liver function. So these are the components of the purification. For the first 7 days, we're going to use some very specific products. We're going to use the SP Cleanse. And remember, it's got 20 unique whole food and botanical ingredients. It helps to support your healthy kidney and liver and gallbladder function. It also helps your digestion, creates a healthy environment for your digestion, and it supports the body's natural toxin elimination function, and it promotes healthy elimination. So that's kind of the Mac Daddy of the beginning of the program here. And then you can just look at all these. They're gluten-free and vegetarian, and I mean, you're not going to go out and find these in the store and put them all together. This is a proprietary blend that's been designed like that. And for the first week, for the first 7 days, days 1 through 7, you'll take 7 capsules 3 times a day. Then the SP Complete are the shakes, and we have a new vanilla and chocolate flavor, which is amazing, I must say. I'm a big fan of it. You just can add water to a shaker bottle. We have one of the SP shaker bottles with a little metal ball in it. Put your powder in. I put the water in first, then I put my powder in, shake it, and I'm out the door. Gluten-free. I love the vanilla. Vanilla is my favorite, and sometimes I mix vanilla and chocolate together. You can have 2 of those a day, and that's throughout the whole program. And the SP Complete and SP Complete Dairy Free are the beginning of the program. This is what we've always used. So I would recommend having at least a SP Complete, 1 of each, like a SP Complete and then SP Complete Vanilla, because I think that I like to use both of them. Now, when you use the SP Complete, or the Dairy Free, it still does the same things as the other, but you can use it's got a little less. I'm not sure, a little less calorie in it, I think. But it has essential nutrition and convenient powder. It works on the intestinal and muscular and immune health, provides the antioxidant activity, supports healthy liver function, the body's normal toxin elimination function, and it helps to maintain that healthy weight when it's combined with a healthy lifestyle. It's also gluten-free and vegetarian, and it has whey protein, the flax meal, so it has all the goodies in there. And that's 2 rounded scoops per shake, and you can have 1 to 3 shakes per day of the SP Complete or Dairy Free. The gastrofiber or whole food fiber, I usually always incorporate the gastrofiber with my patients. If somebody prefers the whole food fiber, that's great. It supports healthy elimination, encourages a healthy GI tract, and also maintains healthy lipid and blood glucose levels already in normal ranges. So we also use some of these other supportive products, but you'll talk to your healthcare provider about those. And if you have questions at the end, I'll give you the email address. So the journey begins. Days 1 through 10, you're allowed as much. If you want to eat 2 heads of broccoli, please go ahead. You can have the unlimited raw organic fruits and vegetables, particularly green leafy vegetables. Twice as many vegetables as fruit. It's very important. Lentils, quinoa, and raw seeds are all in the program. Spring water, high-quality oils, and I like to throw in a little bit of exercise, at least 30 to 45 minutes per day, at least 4 days per week. And on days 11 through 21, it'll be the same, but then at day 11, you get to add protein. So day 1 through 10, your average serving size is half a cup. Eat twice as many vegetables as fruits. Organic as much as possible. Eat raw, stir-fried, or lightly steamed. No dried or canned veggies are allowed. Frozen's okay. And I want you to try to eat a rainbow of colors to get more nutrients. You want to eat those foods that are high in fiber and water. Vegetables are very hydrophilic, so it's great to clean out the intestinal mucosa. And then you want to try some foods you've never eaten before. So for me, this is what I do. This is why I choose organic veggies and fruit. I like to buy local and seasonal. In Florida, we have a little bit more opportunity than some of you that are calling from states that are full of snow right now. The produce is usually fresher because it hasn't been transported as far. Local organic farmers are very passionate about what they grow. They use compost and natural predators for insect maintenance. Personally, we use a hydroponic tower to grow our own lettuce, our own kale, green beans, and herbs. And then I also have my own citrus fruit and bananas that I grow without pesticides. And I have a beehive. I know everybody's jealous, but that helps to increase pollination for the citrus, and I have honey after the purification. And why? Drum roll. Yes, they taste better to me. So here's your day 1 through 10 dietary regimen. Salads can be made with unlimited fresh vegetables. No pre-made salad dressings. Get rid of those. You can mix 1 tablespoon of olive oil with lemon juice and add spices, or you can use the apple balsamic red wine or white wine vinaigrette. Fruit, you want to eat twice as many veggies as fruit. That's my rule. Eat organic as much as possible. No canned or dried fruits. And also, you can use frozen. I do a lot of frozen. If you have diabetic considerations, you might want to think about using more of the low glycemic index fruits and berries, apples and pears, that kind of thing. And if you're going to use a banana, only use half of a medium in a shake. Not allowed to eat just fruit for the day. I have my patients really just incorporate their fruit in their shakes. They're going to have 2 shakes. I have them have their fruit that way. And here's my big rule: eat twice as many veggies as fruit. This will help if you're trying to have a successful weight management program. This is really key. A lot of my patients will come and they'll say, well, I didn't lose as much weight as I thought, but when I ask them, then they've been eating more fruit than they have been, fruit than vegetables. So lentils and quinoa, half a cup cooked, 1 serving, 1 to 2 servings per day. Now we usually cook up quinoa ahead of time, so that way it's available and we can just measure it out. Scramble it up, with some other roast it, saute it up with other vegetables, or add it as a side dish. And look, we let you have oils and fats. This is so important. 1 teaspoon is the serving size. 4 to 7 teaspoons per day of good oils. And you can have real butter. Butter is amazing. Butter's better. And all these margarine spreads, corn oil, canola oil, you want to just go ahead and get rid of them. I can't even tell you to give them to somebody you don't like, because that's not fair. So when we want to drink water, we want to make sure we have good sources, either spring or mineral water. 64 ounces of water per day, maybe half your body weight in ounces is a better way to calculate that. Herbal tea is great. It'd be naturally decaffeinated. You want to choose your organic sources. So there's a book called Wonder Beer Change, a guide to the 21-day purification program. You can download that off the website, Standard Process website, or you can buy it. Your practitioner probably has a copy of it. I like the book. We use the recipes out of it. They're amazing. So I'll refer to some of these in here. So here's your meal plan for the first week. So for breakfast, you want to make a shake. And I always add whey protein to my shake. If you didn't get whey protein, ask your provider for that. I always do a shake there. Mid-morning, carrot chips and guacamole. Who doesn't like guacamole? Page 45 of your book, of the cookbook. Strawberry spinach salad with a homemade fig-infused vinaigrette. These are like gourmet meals here. Afternoon, a mango avocado whey protein shake, and then maybe dinner potato with roasted broccoli and sauteed yellow squash. These are all foods that I personally make. So don't just steam your vegetables. You can also roast and saute them. So you are going to get a copy of this PowerPoint, so you'll be able to have the directions here if you've never done that before. So easy. Cut them up, heat your oven to 450, stir a little olive oil around it, spread it on a piece of parchment paper. I don't use aluminum foil. That's a whole other story. And then put whatever seasonings you like, roast it for 10 minutes, turn it 5 minutes more, and if you like a little bit more cooked, then leave it in a few more minutes, and it's awesome. We always make more so you have more for the next day. Sauteing is another way. You take some onion and garlic and butter, melt that and cook those until they're almost translucent, and then you add your vegetable in there. You can do roast one and saute the other. So I even gave you my favorite soup. This is broccoli asparagus soup. And there are more cookbooks, soup recipes in the cookbook on page 47. So you have real easy broccoli asparagus. You steam it. You put it with some organic chicken stock, a yellow onion, some garlic. I throw a jalapeno in there for a little spice. And then I put it to blender, and then heat it up again, and then put some nutritional yeast on it, and you can't beat it. So you'll have that recipe. And then this is the master. This is my favorite shake. This is the one I made this morning, because I already started ahead of y'all because I'm a overachiever like that. So this is my personal favorite. I call it the Green Goddess. So when you make your shake, whatever container you use, I personally use NutriBullet because it's quick and easy. And I put half a cup of coconut milk, unsweetened, half a cup of water. I like a thinner shake, so I add a little more than that. Then I put 2 scoops of the SP Complete. And if it's going to be vanilla, you have to add a couple more scoops of that. I use a teaspoon of hemp hearts, a teaspoon of chia seeds, a teaspoon of flax seeds. I use a half a cup of frozen mango, and I have a half a small frozen banana. We have a banana palm, so I get fresh bananas. I know you're jealous, but I have half one of those. I put that in, and then I freeze my kale when it starts to go bad. So I grab a handful of that, put it in the shake, mix it up. In 10 minutes, I'm in, out. Everything's put away and out the door. But it's very, very satisfying for me. I'll do a shake in the morning at 6:30 when I'm heading into work, and I don't get hungry till about 9:30 or so. So that's a great way to start your day, and like I said, great way to get rid of your kale and spinach. I use spinach the same way. So you've got more shake recipes on that page 35 in the 1 Degree of Change cookbook. And remember, you can just go online and look at it. You don't have to have the book, but I think the book is easier, especially when you're cooking. So when in doubt, avoid anything not listed in the program guide. This is really, really important for you to be successful. I tell my patients, if it's not in the book, don't call me or email me and say, can I have this? Because I'm going to say no. And on your program guide, on the very, very back page, it actually tears off. It's your shopping list. So I tell them, if it's not on there, you can't have it. So it makes it really simple. So we have no worries there. So here are your supplements for the week. And on the back page also that you tear off, it gives you kind of a guide of how to set your supplements out. So what I recommend my patients to do, and this is what I do, is I have your healthcare provider may give you a little, like a little pill box that you can put your supplements in. I use a little dish that I put them out in, and then I have a little Ziploc bag that I carry them to work with me in. But here's how you do your first 7 days. So you do your 2 to 3 shakes, if it's the SP Complete. If it's the vanilla or the chocolate, you can have 1 to 2 shakes. Then I take 7 SP Cleanse and 3 Gastrofiber, and I put them in a container, and I set that up for my whole day. So I do that 3 times. So I have it already done. And that's 30 capsules. And yes, that's a lot. If you want to put them in your shakes, go ahead and do that. I personally don't like the SP Cleanse in the shake. So, but you give it a try. And then you have your shakes throughout the day, so that's your supplementation. But I get that set up at the very beginning of the day. So we have an app for that. You can go to the download to the App Store, the Google Play, and you can download the app. That's your goal, your job to do today. And then, may I say exercise? Or did I say exercise? Yes, I did. So moving your body is another key way to support your body during these 21 days. So for cardio, walking simple and safe, and doesn't really require a lot of equipment. I recommend a pedometer. I mean, there's a gazillion out there. If you have a smartphone, it probably already has one on there. But the pedometer is really key in keeping you accountable. Your goal is to get 10,000 steps every day, per day. I like to do something every day. And then for muscle tone, I highly recommend some type of strength training, because you can use machines, free weights, bands, or your own body weight for exercise. But it's really important because this helps you to maintain your muscle. At the same time, the more muscle you have, the more need for fuel, so the better you burn body fat as fuel, and the more muscle that you carry. And so you want to do some weight training at least 3 to 4 times per week. But I always recommend to do the walking every day, because if you don't, then you miss a day. Then, if you're only walking 3 or 4 days a week and you miss a day, then you've only walked 3 days and you've not walked 4 days. So try to get in the habit of doing that. Some other things you can add are lymphatic drainage, massage, yoga, Epsom salts, sauna therapy, sleep. That's a new one, sleep, and then hydration. So next week, we have you on board here. We're going to talk about supplement changes, adding the protein, and discussing how the sugar affects you, okay? So here's your plan of action. Start dates tomorrow. Read your program guide again. Download the app. Enter your information. Go take that toxicity questionnaire. Mark your calendars for all the dates on the that are coming up, the 16th, 23rd, and 30th. And then purchase or download the 1 Degree of Change cookbook. Then you start making a list of questions. In your book, you can write them in there. Make sure you have some type of blender for your shakes. I personally like a NutriBullet, but there's all types out there. And then you want to purchase 3 to 4 days of veggies at a time. Buy some fresh and a little bit frozen. And then make sure you prepare some chopped veggies and fruits for snacks ahead of time. And you can register at the standardprocess.com Purification for the next 3 webinars. So if you don't take care of your body, where will you live? And this is a saying I've never heard anybody say. I really regret eating healthy today, said no one ever.